Our topic of discussion, children, today is area. Does anybody know what area, when we talk about math area, what does that mean and what do we use it for, and who really in the wide world of sports cares? What good does it do for us? Frankie?
It's the amount of matter inside the shape.
Well, that may be more like volume if you're talking about stuff inside of a little shape. You're close. I think you're on the right track there with area. Or what do we use area for, Nathan?
What area is this? It's the shape of like where it's.
Well, here's a question. What if I asked you, if you were, let's say you went to your relative's house down in Florida, and they asked you, you're talking about school, and they asked you how big your classroom is. So think about Mrs. Myers, we'll call it that, even though it's the same as this room. What would you tell them? Say, well, how big is your classroom? What would you tell them? I mean, big, what does that mean? Small, what does that mean? I mean, compared to our gym, a classroom small, but compared to the bathroom, your classroom is big. Frankie, what would you say?
Wouldn't you say like it's 30 feet by 60 feet or something like that?
Okay, you can give its dimensions. Okay, but what if I said about your house? Frankie, if I asked you what your house is, you would say that same thing, 30 by 60? Is it 30 by 60? No, don't they? Do you think your house is 30 by 60? Think it's smaller than that or bigger than that? A little bit bigger. Or what about this? What if I asked you how big the state of Illinois is?
It's big.
And that's but it's not big. It's not big compared to the United States. It's not big compared to Texas or Alaska.
It's big compared to
Right.
Hawaii.
And that's where area comes in. We have decided in order to tell people how big things are, like classrooms and states, what we do is we cut it into squares and tell how many squares it is. Or, I mean, when you're talking about houses or classrooms, one way to do it is to say how many square feet. And what is a square foot? Well, it's just like it sounds. A square foot is a square that is 1 foot on all 4 sides. And it can be a little bit deceptive because if I asked you to guess in square feet how big my classroom is or your classroom, they're the same size, what would be, Andrew, your guess as to how many square feet this classroom is? Just take a stab. What do you think? How many square feet do you think it is? There's no wrong answer because you're guessing.
About 30 square feet?
30 square feet. I need another couple guesses there. Colton, what do you think? 40 square feet. I like what I'm hearing here now. 40 square feet. Trev?
60?
Wow, everybody seems to be jumping up there. Now, but before I get any more answers to this, let me just tell you. First of all, my room is already cut into square feet. If you look at a floor tile, every floor tile makes a square, and that is 1 square foot. Now, for those of you that were thinking along the 30 square foot line of things, if my class was only 30 square feet, first of all, my classroom is exactly 30 feet wide. 30 square feet means I would have to be standing like this against the wall for it to be only 30 square feet because there are 30 tiles that run from there to there. This would be 30 square feet if there was a wall built on me. You guys would have a hard time getting your desk in here. I'd have a hard time writing on the chalkboard actually with that. So this is 30 square feet here. Now look, if I step out right here, somebody said 60 square feet. Well, now I just doubled the size of my room and my wall is now built here to the chalkboard. That's 60 square feet. Guess what? This would be 90 square feet because every time I'm building 30, there's 30 more tiles that run this way. Here's 120 square feet. 150, 180 square feet, 210, 240, 270, 300 would be right here. If my room stopped right here and went to the wall, that would be 300 square feet. So, changing our guesses here. Now this will help you in the fact that my room is actually a square, other than that little cutout thing right there. It is actually a square. How many square feet really would my classroom be, Frankie?
900.
It would be 900. My classroom is 900 square feet because there are 30 rows of 30 tiles. If, and everybody's house is a little bit different, what would you say probably the average house size? Because when you buy your house, the first thing somebody will say is how big, and you'll say, well, it's this many square feet. An average house. So you could think about this. How many of my classrooms do you think you could probably fit inside your house? And again, this is, it's hard for us to think in terms of area because we get a little off here. When you think about your house, how many classrooms do you? Victoria, what would you say a typical house is?
Maybe like around 1 million square feet.
Oh boy, I'm not sure there's any house anywhere that's 1 million square feet.
1,000? We don't know that.
Yeah, you go from one extreme to another extreme there. Rach,
3?
3 square feet?
No, I could probably.
Oh, 3 classrooms. So 3 classrooms would be 2,700 square feet. And that, by the way, this would probably be, most of your houses are probably, I mean, if you live in a, not in a really big house, but not a really small house, you're probably close with that. Okay, if you live in a really good sized house, I mean, you know, really big, and you have like a huge yard, you're probably in the 3,000 to 4,000 square feet range, but most people live in something close to that. And it's hard for you to do because your house is cut up into so many rooms you don't even know. You know, like your bathroom. How many square feet do you think your bathroom probably is? And I'll tell you what probably an average one is. Now some of you have really big bathrooms, some of you have really small bathrooms, but a normal bathroom probably, Trevor.
6.
Well, think about its dimensions. Usually if you have just a bathtub here, you know, some people, they just have like the bathtub with the shower, maybe we don't have showers anymore. This is probably about 6 feet wide. Now, if you have a cabin or something on either side, then it's going to make it a little wider. You know, a lot of times you have this little turlet thing here, and then there's usually a sink or something there. Those can be spread out a little bit. But they're probably, from this distance to this distance here, it might be 10 feet. If that's probably pretty big. Yeah, so a bathroom is around 60 square feet, and we don't need bathrooms to be real big because we don't spend a lot of time watching TV or doing anything in those things, so you don't need them big. You know, your kitchen's a little bit bigger and blah, 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 blah. Now, to find area then, most of you caught on to this already. Let's say we're just talking about a square now, or a rectangle. If I have this rectangle, and this rectangle is 5 inches by 10 inches. One way to find its area would be to take a ruler and just start cutting it into squares. You know, it is 5 inches this way, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 10 inches this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you could count all those squares, but that's kind of long and obnoxious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 50. And make sure, it's very important, children, that you label, when you're talking about area, you need to label whatever it is in square, whatever it is, because 50 inches is not the same thing as 50 square inches. 50 inches looks like this, 50 square inches looks like that. And you can either abbreviate it, you can either go square inches, or if you want to be real mathematical looking, you can put inches with a little 2 up there, because that's inches squared, or square inches, all the same. Okay? Now, what's the shortcut to cutting up into squares and counting? Brian?
Multiply the 2 dimensions.
Right, and that is what in math we call, and this is what in math we call a formula. And formula means the way you figure something out, or it's whatever there. And the formula for area, this is another one of those little sticker things that I'm going to make you do on your homework. The area of a rectangle is what? The length of the rectangle times the width of the rectangle. And in math, we don't like to use all those words and make it long, so we abbreviate it as area equals length times width. This is the formula for the area of rectangles. If I ask you on a quiz to write the formula for the area of a rectangle, this is what you put. We have different formulas for area of triangles, which we won't get to. There's areas of all sorts of things, parallel, trapezoid, blah, 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 blah. This is the one for the area of a rectangle. So guess what? When you see a problem on your paper that looks like this, let me find one here. Let's say you've got this. This is 3 centimeters. This is 4 centimeters. And the problem says find the area. So we're all very, very clear. Guess what? The mean ogreish type of a teacher is going to have you do on your homework paper. Marilyn. No, the mean ogre will not make you cut it into squares because you already know the formula. You don't need to cut it into squares. Although the mean ogre teacher will make you do what, Frankie?
Write it out, like write a rectangle and show your multiplication.
Alright, let's pretend this is your homework square that has problem number 1 in it. It's really quick, it's not going to take you very long. You, yes, will have to re-sketch the rectangle with its dimensions. Then I'm going to ask you to put the formula, which is area equals length times width, and then you can just do the math. Area equals 4 times 3, area equals 12 centimeters squared. You want to time me on how long that really showing that work is going to take you? And here's the deal again, children. Okay, this is not super difficult. And I know you probably could do it in your head. But that doesn't matter to me because in 8th grade and 7th grade, we get the problems that are super difficult. And if you take shortcuts in corners here, you're going to think you can do it in 7th and 8th grade. And guess what happens when you take shortcuts in 7th and 8th grade?
I don't think
You crash and burn, and then when it comes to Mr. Hanometer over here, as to how much homework you get, you end up down here on the little thermometer, and then things just go south in a hurry. Everybody good with that? So this is what I need to see. It doesn't take you very long to sketch the rectangle, put the dimensions, to write the formula, fill in the blanks. Is everybody kind of good? Do I need to say that one more time? You got it. I knew you were relatively intelligent from the first day I saw you. Oh boy. And then Frankie's got some sort of a question.
So for your answers, you have to write A equals EU, A equals 4 times 2, A equals 12.
Yeah, why not? Frankie, mostly because when people see your homework, they'll go, wow, look how smart Frankie is. He knows how to use formulas and write out all that. Look how deceptive.